All right, hey everybody, and welcome to Zenfolio Live. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Support, and thank you for joining us on today's live Q&A. If this is your first time viewing us, or if you're just a return viewer, just say hi to the chat and let us know where you're from. Just say hi to us. I can see Mike already in the chat. It says he's from Northern Virginia. Hey Mike, I'm actually right below you, so I'm down in North Carolina. So thanks for joining us today, Mike. I do see your question, and I will get that answered for you here in just a few minutes. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to start talking about client gallery promotions. So what I'm talking about and what this topic's about is it's about promoting sales to your clients in their client galleries. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about doing this with something called the gallery banner, and you can also do it with a gallery caption. So what I'm going to do really quick is I'm just going to pull up a gallery and kind of show you what I'm talking about and show you how this works. And hopefully it will give you some ideas and some things that you can do in your client galleries and some promotions that you can do. Now, before I pull that client gallery up, let me just show you what I'm promoting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to selling right here and go to coupons. And actually what I've done is I've created a coupon. Let's see, where is it at? Maybe I deactivated it. All right, well, what we're going to do then is let's just create a coupon really quick. So I'm going to add a new coupon right here. And what I want to try to do, my overall goal with this is to try to encourage my clients to place larger orders. So what I want to do is I want to create a coupon that gives them a discount, but only if they reach a certain order amount. And then what I want to do after that is create a way to communicate this coupon to my client in their gallery. So what I'm going to do is create an individual coupon right here. And I'm just going to name this just for myself. That name right there doesn't really matter. Your clients aren't going to see it. What is important is the coupon code right here. So for this, I'm just going to call this something like Smith 2417, something like that, because the gallery that I'm going to put this in is going to be the Smith gallery. Now, as we're creating this coupon, what we want to do here is go down here and say, okay, let's discount products. And then we're going to discount the products by a percentage right here. And I want to give my clients a 20% discount. Now, you can discount shipping with coupons if you want. I don't ever recommend doing that because it seems like when I do that, I end up losing money. And so I like to make money and not lose money. So I stay away from doing the discounting shipping. The next section here is the applicability of the coupon. Now, I want this coupon to work only for prints and products. And, well, you know what? Let's just leave it on for digital downloads and packages. So as we scroll down here a little bit farther, what I'm going to do is leave this maximum number of uses set to no limit, meaning that this coupon can be used over and over again by your clients, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an order minimum here. So I'm going to say $100. So in order for my clients to get that 20% discount, they're going to have to spend at least $100 with me. So now that I've got that coupon created, what I'm going to do is hit save. There's that coupon right there. You can see the code. So now, how are we going to communicate this to our clients? Well, we could just shoot them an email. But when I think about this, a lot of times what I think these work really well for are for wedding galleries or galleries where you might have more than one person purchasing photos. So maybe for events or something like that. Anywhere where there's going to be multiple people purchasing photos is a time when I would consider doing this type of promotion. So now that I've got that coupon created, let me go to a gallery really quick and I'll show you what I've done. So I'm going to go to this Smith gallery right here. And let me just pull this up so you guys can take a look at it really quick. I've already set up the banner in here, but what I did was I created a banner right here. This is in the top of the gallery, and it just says use this code for 20% off orders over $100. So it's a really easy way to promote that coupon and promote that sell to clients. And if this was like a wedding gallery where the bride and groom was sharing it with everybody that came to the wedding, or maybe it's an event gallery, you know, a race or something like that where all these different people are coming, that's a really easy way to put that coupon code in there and try to get a little bit more of a larger sale. So that's one way you can do it, is through a banner. Now let me show you how I got this banner up there and what I did and where I got this banner image from. So I actually created that image in Photoshop, and then what I did was I uploaded it to a gallery called, I just have website assets right here, and I just created a gallery right here called Gallery Banners. And there is that banner right here. So there's this banner right here. And then I took a little bit of trial and error to get it exactly looking the way I wanted. But once I got that banner created, then I just went to my Smith gallery right here. So let me get this back out of the way here. So then I went to this Smith gallery right here. And then I just went and I customized that gallery. So I'm going to hover over preview and click customize. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring that gallery up in customize view. And then as you can see, there's that banner. So what you'll do is you'll need to first make sure that you've got a layout that allows you to use banners. So these side ones right here, I don't think those will let you use banners. I think it's the centered one right here. But after you have that layout selected, you can go to options and you can set that top banner to show right here. And you can also set your banner height. And I set it to 200 pixels. That way it gave me an idea of kind of what I should start when I was creating that banner image, a height that I needed to work with. So I knew right off the bat that I needed to make that banner image at least 200 pixels tall. And then the width, I kind of started, I think, with 944 pixels and went from there and kind of trialed and errored it. Now, after you've got that banner to set to show, what you can do is just apply that right here, and then you'll see up in the top of your gallery right here, you'll see banner content, and if you click on that, that's going to open up your banner content, and it's basically just like your homepage content or things like that. So if I click change, you'll see that I can show a photo or video, a slideshow, or a photo strip. So you could actually make a slideshow banner like promotions, so you can have different promotions and have it running through as a slideshow. But I just wanted to do a standard photo, and I selected that banner, hit select, and then I just clicked update and applied that so that it was showing in that gallery there. So that's right there. And then again, if we open it up in the client's view, this is what it's going to look like right here. And then anybody that goes in, once they place their order, they can see that and they can use that code to get that 20% discount on their orders, but only if their orders are $100 or more. Now, one of the things about using the banner is that it actually does not show up if you are using on the mobile site. So let me show you really quick what your clients are going to see if they're on the mobile site. So if they go to your web page on mobile and you're using a banner, this is what they're going to see over here. They're not going to see that banner. That banner image is actually not going to show up. So one of the things that you can do is, if you want your clients to be able to see that information, is you can actually put that information in a caption. So let me just hop back here really quick to this right here. And what we're going to do is we are going to go back here, and I'm going to go back to the dashboard really quick. And if you look in this gallery right here, so I'm clicking on the Smith gallery, and then I'm going to go to gallery details right here. And you can see right here that I've got this caption in here that basically says the same exact thing as the banner said, but it's just in the gallery caption. So once I've got that information in the caption, what you can do is set that caption to show in the gallery, and then that gallery caption will actually show on the mobile site. So what I'm going to do is go up to options, and I'm going to turn that top banner to hide, just so we don't have it up there twice, and I'm going to set that caption to show and hit apply. And so now you're going to see that top banner is going to go away, and here's this caption. The caption's not as visually appealing, I don't think, as the banner on galleries, on desktop view and stuff like that, but it will show on the mobile site. So I'm going to publish this really quick. And then let me switch back over here to my mobile site. So now you can see there. So let me just refresh my screen on my phone really quick here. and then you can see where that caption is going to show. Now this might take a second to refresh. There it goes. So now you can see that gallery caption right there is showing up on the mobile site. So if you want to do the promotion in the gallery like that, definitely consider using the gallery caption. It's a lot faster to set up, and it shows up on the mobile site as well. Alright, so that's it for the client gallery promotions. Let me just jump back to my dashboard really quick here and say hi to some people in the chat. So let me hop back here to my dashboard here really quick. Just go to welcome. Alright, so let's see. Mike Nicholas says hi from Northern Virginia. Glad to have you here, Mike. He says, I definitely need help in understanding the difference between all photographs, portfolio, and client portfolios. So the difference is really, how do you want to organize your account? So in Zenfolio, you can organize the back side of your account with 3 different things. There's what's called a group, which looks like a folder, and it's this right here. And basically what a group's for, Mike, is it's just for organizational purposes. So for the same reason that you would create a folder on your computer to organize photos and things like that, that's exactly what a group does. And the all photographs up here, that is your top level group. So that's like the main folder of your Zenfolio account, where then inside of that is where you would come and do more organization. Definitely, you guys, get in the practice of organizing your account when you don't have a bunch of things in it already. It's nice, and it's a lot easier to start off keeping things organized than to go a couple of years and realize that you've got 500 galleries in there and they're all just in a row and you don't have anything organized. So that's what a group's for. You can create new groups right here. If you go to all photographs, click this little drop down, you can create a new group right there. Now the next thing in Zenfolio is what's called a gallery. And if you go to, let me just go to clients right here. This little thing right here that looks like a landscape photo icon right here, that's a gallery. So galleries are where you're actually going to upload images. Inside of groups, you can store other groups and you can store galleries, but you can't actually upload any photos into a group. You have to create a gallery for them to be uploaded into. And that's what this is right here. That's a gallery. That's where you're going to upload your photos, and the only thing that you can put inside of a gallery are going to be photos or videos. And you can also put raw files, but they're not going to show up. They'll show up in like a little sub-menu down here. There's actually a really great video tutorial, Mike, on our YouTube channel. It's called, I think it's called How to Organize Using Groups, Galleries, and Collections. If I can get Cheryl to throw that in the chat there for you, I would definitely recommend checking that out, Mike, and that would kind of help you understand how to use the different things inside of Zenfolio. And again, to address your question of what's the difference between all photographs, portfolio, and client portfolio, the all photographs is your main level group. And then client portfolios and portfolios and things like that, it would just really depend on what your intent is with the content that's inside of that. And that's something that you set up yourself. So whenever you create a Zenfolio account, it comes with some like preset things in there, and you can definitely change it to suit whatever needs that you have. But if you have any more questions about that, Mike, definitely feel free to ask more questions in the chat. If I didn't quite hit what you were asking, please definitely let me know, and I'll be happy to dive more in depth on that subject. All right, Steve Lyon says, hey, from South Carolina. So I've got Mike above me and then Steve below me in South Carolina. So we got the East Coast thing going on here. That's good to see a lot of people from the East over. All right, Home Phone says, aloha from where? From North California. Let's see. And then Nancy Swinger says, hello from PA. Oh, so another Eastern person. All right. Great content so far. Will this be recorded so I can go back and watch again? Absolutely, Nancy, and everybody watching. This video will go right to our YouTube channel after we finish the live stream, and you can go back and forth. And usually a lot of times what I'll do is if I get time, I'll actually go in to the description of the video and put timestamps in there to where I talked about different things to make the navigation back and forth easy. So it'll definitely be available to go back and review, Nancy. Just make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you get that notification. If you have any questions, definitely please feel free to get those in the chat. All right, Cheryl says, Oh, Cheryl answered that question there, and she's got that there. Let's see. Roxanne. Hey, Roxanne. Glad to have you back here with us. Nancy says, I'm using the caption, but I have it on the left side. How will this show on the mobile device? So, Nancy, we can actually check that out and see really quick. Let me just open up a gallery here. And if I go here to Smith and I hit customize, and are you saying you have it left aligned or is it centered? So let me see. Probably saying it's like this right here. So let me just set that up on the left side there. And that caption is right there on the left side. So I'm guessing, Nancy, that's probably how yours is set up. So what we're going to do really quick is we're just going to publish this right here. And then let me get my phone pulled up and woke back up here for a second. And we can refresh this and take a look. So let me switch over here really quick, Nancy, and we'll take a look. So as you can see on here, there's that left side caption there in the gallery. Let me refresh my browser on my phone really quick, and we'll take a look and see how that shows on the mobile device. That's a great question, Nancy. I've never thought to even check that out and see what it looks like. So it looks like it shows up in the center just the same. So it should be showing up right there in the center, just like you see here on my screen. And then on the desktop view, it'd be over here on the left. All right, great question, Nancy. Thanks for asking. Let me see. Let me get here to. Oh, she said yes, left align. Let's see. Let me go back and customize this again, and we can put it right back there, really quick, and see what that looks like. So let me just go to, I'm pretty sure it's just going to show centered on the mobile device no matter how it's set up. But since we're right here, let me go ahead and just test that left alignment really quick. So caption, left alignment, apply. And then let me publish that, and I'll refresh my mobile browser here really quick. So I'm going to publish that. And then just refresh the mobile browser here really quick. Let's see. I was probably just going to show it centered. That would be my thinking anyways, how it would work. Yep, so it's going to keep it centered right there. Okay, let me hop back to my dashboard really quick and jump back here on the chat. Let's see. I know I got to catch up here. Let's see. Chris from Canada. Hey, Chris. He said he's a new user, but he loves Zenfolio. Hey, Chris, glad to have you here. Glad to have you on Zenfolio. If you have any questions about getting started or setting things up, definitely let us know in the chat, and I'll get those questions answered live. But thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Mike says, appreciate it. Thank you. Glad that helped, Mike. He said, good, thanks. I'll check out the tutorial. Roxanne from Nova Scotia, Canada. Glad to have you again, Roxanne. Hugo from Chile, South America. Wow, that's awesome. I think that's the first time I've had anybody from South America on, so glad to have you here hanging out with us. Nancy says, perfect, thank you. All right, Nancy, I'm glad that answered your question there. And guys, if you guys have any more questions, definitely please feel free to throw them out in the chat. Even if it's something I might have already went over, if you need some clarification on something, definitely get those questions in there. For those of you guys who are watching this recorded, in the description of the video below, probably towards the bottom of the description, there is a link to where you can submit questions for next week. So since you're watching the recording and you're not able to join us on the live stream, you can definitely ask questions, and I'll answer in the following week. Now, for those of you guys who are regular viewers, make sure you stick around towards the end of the live stream, because I'm actually going to throw out the tutorial that I'm going to put out next Friday. I'm going to give you guys a link to that a day early. And this week, the tutorial is on how to change out a photo during order approval. So I'll give you guys that are watching the live stream today that link right before we end the live stream at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, let me jump into some email questions really quick. So I've got a question from James. He says, I would like my slideshow on the homepage to be a little faster between images. Can you help me, please? So let me show you how to speed that up really quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hover over my Zenfolio right here. And we are going to go to Customize Website. And we just need to change up the, I think it's called the transition timing or something like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on background content right here. But I'm not exactly sure, but I know this setting's in here somewhere. Let me switch over here so you guys can see this a little bit better. So it's right there. It says show images for. That's going to be the image duration for that slideshow. So obviously if you want the slides to go a little bit faster, you would change this to be 1 or, you know, a lower number. So now it's going to transition quite a bit faster. And then if you wanted to slow it down a little bit, you could change it to, you know, 7 or 8 or whatever you want, however slow you want it to go. And that's how you're going to either speed up or slow down that transition on that slideshow. I'm going to set this one back to 3. But anyway, once you have that set up where you're happy with the speed that it's going, what you'll want to do is just make sure you click that orange update button down here at the bottom. And then, as always, when you make any changes on the back end of Zenfolio, before they go live, you'll need to make sure that you click publish up here in the top and get those changes published out to be live on your actual live website. All right, Roxanne says, glad these webinars are being recorded. I missed the beginning of this one. This sounds like something I can use for sure. Yeah, Roxanne, definitely make sure you go back and check out the beginning because those in-gallery promotions are awesome, especially if you're doing things like weddings and events where you got a lot of different people going to your galleries and you don't want to have to send out promotional emails to all of those people. You just, you know, they're getting the gallery link. However, they're getting the gallery link and that promotion will be right in there for them. So it's really a good way to use that. All right, let me take some more email questions here. This question says, I had a customer share his shopping cart and it shows up in my cart. If I remove the images from my cart, does that reflect the changes in his? So it sounds like you had a customer share their shopping cart with you and you're wondering or you're worried that maybe if you make some changes to that cart, if it's going to reflect on your customer's end. So the answer to that question would be no. These are actually, when your client shares a shopping cart with you, it actually becomes its own independent shopping cart, and it's not actually linked to the cart that your client's seeing. Basically, it copies the items that are in your client's shopping cart and shares it with you, the photographer, so you can see what's in there. If you change anything on there, you know, remove things or something like that, it's not going to affect their shopping cart. So anyway, I hope that helps. Again, yeah, you can just change it and modify it as you need. Okay, let me see here. Let me take the next email question I've got here. So the next question I've got says, hi, I have a client who is interested in using the Easy Album service provided by Zenfolio. I appreciate that you guys offer this service because it's something that I never want to do. I created 2 galleries and 1 containing group, and I just want to make sure that they'll be able to select the photos from the entire group for the album design. Can you confirm? So in that case, if you're wanting your clients to use the Easy Album service, and if those of you guys that are watching, if you're not familiar with what the Easy Album service is, if you hover over selling, actually just click on selling in your account, you can go right here and you can see photo albums, and this is a service that you can turn on or you can disable, and you can go through here and there's all the details that you would need to know about this service is in here. So it tells you what to do, what we do, how all of this works. There's even a coupon if you want to order a sample album. You can use that coupon right there. But there's all kinds of things in here that you can do. But in a nutshell, basically what the Easy Album service is in any of your client galleries, if you have this turned on, your client can select this option and they get to go through, and what'll happen is they'll pay a $50 design fee, and then we have professional designers that actually get the images from that gallery. They pick out the best images from there that would work best for the album that your client selected, and they will actually contact your client, have them preview the images that they selected. Your client gets to approve the images or change the photos out, and then from there, the designers actually design the album for your clients. Send them a preview of the album. Your clients can approve it. They can request some changes. And then from there, the whole process is pretty much out of your hands. You don't have to worry about doing any of the design work. You don't have to worry about contacting the client. All of that stuff is taken care of for you. And that's what this service does. Now, if you've got a client who has photos in multiple galleries and they want to make an album from those photos using photos from the different galleries, what they'll actually need to do is they'll actually need to save those images into a favorite set first. So they can save it in a favorite set and call it, for album or something like that. And they can save them from the different galleries. And then they would need to purchase that album through their favorite set. Now, one of the things that they need to do is they need to make sure that they have at least 40 photos in that favorite set to be able to purchase that album. There's not a way for them to do it from two separate galleries without actually creating favorite sets to combine those images kind of together. So that's going to be the key in that situation, is that they'll need to make a favorite set from the photos in both albums or both galleries. And then they'll be able to order that easy album through their favorite set. All right, let me hop back here to my dashboard and take another email question. Guys, if you guys are watching this is your first time watching this and you haven't asked any questions yet, make sure you get those questions out there so I can get those answered. That's why we do these live streams every week, is to help you guys with your account. I want you guys to be as successful as you can on the Zenfolio platform. So, no matter what your question's about, if it's about setting up a price list, if it's maybe just some recommendations on products, anything like that, definitely get your questions out there so I can get those answered live for you guys today. All right, let me hop over to another email question here really quick. So this question is actually from Deborah Talman. She used the questions for next week link and sent a couple of questions in. So the first question she has says, how do I create folders to upload to Zenfolio? So I'm not really sure what you're trying to do as far as creating folders to upload to Zenfolio, but one thing you can do is, if you have the Google Chrome browser, you can upload folders to Zenfolio. So if I click on photos right here, and in the Google Chrome browser I click on all photographs and I hit upload, if I've got a folder, let's see here, let me find something. If I've got a folder like, for instance, I've got a folder right here that says portfolio, and inside of it there's several different folders where I have organized everything out in folders, like engagement photos, and here's all my engagement photos. And then here's all my landscape photos. If I've got something separated out like that on my computer, as long as I'm using the Google Chrome browser, what I can do is I can actually drag this main folder right here right into the Zenfolio uploader. Now, I've already got this one uploaded, so I'm not actually going to go through the process of this, but what I'm going to do is just show you what happens. So if I do that, what it does is it gives me a group called New Portfolio. And then inside of that, what it does is it creates a gallery called Engagements. Then it creates a gallery. So basically, it creates a gallery for each folder that's inside of that main folder. And then if I were to actually upload this, let me show you what it would create. So if I go to my Photos page and I go right here to Portfolio, that would be the folder or group that it would create on my Zenfolio account. And then inside of there, it would have created these separate galleries here with their images in it. So basically the main thing is you just have to make sure that you have the Google Chrome browser, and then you're able to upload folders to Zenfolio. And then the last thing is just making sure that you're uploading those folders into groups on Zenfolio. So you can upload it directly to all photographs, because that's your top level group. You can just go there and click upload. Or you can click on any of the other groups that you might have already created and upload a folder there as well. All right, so let's see. Roxanne says, sounds awesome. Thank you. All right, awesome. I'm glad that was useful information for you, Roxanne. You can definitely, like I said, go back and review all that information that we talked about at the beginning. Sharks is with us today. Hey, Sharks hasn't been with us in a while. It's good to have Sharks back. He says, I have an older looking thumbnail showing. How can I get the larger, more modern thumbnail layout? So Sharks, it sounds like what you've got going on is you've got a thumbnails page that's probably using one of the older grid styles. So let me just show you guys what I'm talking about here really quick. I'll just go to landscapes and then hover over this preview button and go to customize, and that's going to open us up there in customize view. Now for this gallery, it's opened up to quick shop. Let me just open it up to the gallery thumbnails page really quick. So I'm clicking up in the top left corner, right here, and then clicking on gallery thumbnails. That was a little bit of a tongue twister there. So that's going to take me to my gallery thumbnails page, and as you can see on this one, I've actually disabled it. But let me go ahead and enable this thumbnails page. So I'm going to click options, go to the thumbnails page, and check enable thumbnails and hit apply. So now Sharks, probably what your gallery thumbnail is looking something like this, where it's got these small thumbnails right here, and you're wanting to get it, and you might even have these separate pages here where it doesn't even show all the thumbnails all on one page. And you're wanting to get it to be more of one of the like collage style grids, where it's a little bit more modern looking. So all you have to do is you just have to change your grid type. If you go up to options right here, and then you go to grid options, there's actually 4 different grid types that you can use. There's grid type A, B, C, and D. Now grid D is what's going to give you those older looking thumbnails. Grid C is not my favorite. It's kind of, if you want a uniform grid, grid C is going to be the way to go, but do be warned, it can crop your images. So obviously, this is a folder or a gallery of landscape photos, and so they're not going to show very well in square style images. But let me show you really quick. So if I apply that, all of the photos are going to become squares, and you can tell really quick that there's obviously some cropping going on a lot of these photos here. So for that reason, what I recommend is going with either grid A or grid B. Now the difference between grid A and grid B is that grid A is going to give priority to portrait-oriented images, meaning that it's going to make them larger on the thumbnails page, whereas grid B is going to be prioritize the landscape-oriented images, which means those are going to be larger. Since this is a landscape gallery, I'm just going to go ahead and choose grid B right there. And then this minimum row height section right here is actually what's going to control the size of your photos. So if we set this minimum row height here to say, 150, we're going to get a different grid style, but our thumbnails are still probably going to be a little bit on the smaller side, at least for my personal taste. I think these are probably a little bit on the smaller side. And you can see what I'm talking about here. So the landscape oriented photos are bigger than the portrait oriented images here for that grid B. But so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this a little bit. I'm going to go back up to options, and I'm going to make these thumbnails to about 250 pixels to make them a little bit bigger. The other thing I'm going to do is I do not like that overlay showing with the title right there. I think it really is really distracting. If this was a client gallery where they might be proofing their images and they're using my file names to proof them, I might leave that title on. But since this is more of a portrait gallery, then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn that title off. So I'm going to go to the thumbnails tab and then set that title to hide right there, and just click apply. And then what it's going to do is it's going to make those thumbnails a little bit bigger, and then it's going to remove that ugly gray bar that was on there. So once you've got that done, Shark, and you're happy with the way that gallery is looking, and you think maybe this is the way that you want the rest of your galleries to look, what you can do is you can click this orange Save as Default button up here, and that's going to make this the default settings for all of your galleries. And then as long as you haven't individually customized another gallery and it still has this Use Default Settings checked, it's going to take on the settings that you applied here to this gallery. And then of course, once you're finished, you'll need to make sure that you click that Publish button up here. All right, let me hop back to my dashboard really quick here, and let me grab a sip of water. All right, so Chris says, at the top level under portfolio, one of my gallery names is missing. Even though the gallery is showing on the main screen, I'm not sure how I get the gallery name to show under the portfolio dropdown. So Chris, it sounds like what's going on is you've got a portfolio created like this, but on your website, your portfolio dropdown is not showing all of the options that are in your portfolio group. That's happening because what you put in here on this, or in your organizer, any of the galleries that you upload to Zenfolio, they actually don't auto-populate to your website's navigation. If you think about it for a second, auto-populating sounds like it would be really nice, but at the end of the day, if you're uploading lots of galleries, especially client galleries and things like that, then that would be a very bad thing, because you obviously would not want all of your clients' galleries showing up on your website menu drop down and things like that. There's a couple of different ways to fix this. So first, what we're going to do is, let me just jump into Customize View really quick, Chris. So I'm just going to hover over my Zenfolio right here and click Customize Website. And then what we're going to do is, first let's start off with cleaning up this site menu. I've got a lot of different things on this site menu right here, and I want to kind of clean it up a little bit. So if you guys want to remove anything that's on your site menu, maybe you're not happy with some of the things that came when you first set up your account, all you really have to do is hover over that site menu item, click this little pencil icon, and then just click remove. Then the browser is going to refresh, so you can see that that's gone up there, and then you can just do it again and remove all of these site menu items that you don't want. So I'm just going to delete that right there. Alright, so what we're going to do really quick is, I'm just actually going to go through the process and show you two different things that you can do here, Chris, to solve this problem. You can link directly to a group, so that, for instance, let's say that portfolio group, let's say that you don't want to have to link new portfolio galleries every time you create them. What you can do is you can go add new site menu item, and you can say portfolio. I'm going to hit enter, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit select, and I'm going to link this right to the group right here. So I'm not expanding this, and I'm not linking to a specific gallery. I'm actually linking right into the group. Hit select and update. Now what that's going to do is, that's going to put a link on my website that says portfolio, and if visitors click on it, they're going to go to that portfolio group page, where they can then see thumbnails of all the galleries that are in there. So if you do it that way, Chris, anytime you add a new gallery into that portfolio group, so let's say, for instance, let me just go back to my dashboard really quick and just move a gallery in there. So this is that portfolio group right there, and if I go to this client's gallery right here and I move this into that portfolio group, if I move that into that portfolio group, let me get myself out of the way here. So you can see here's that client gallery. I actually don't have to do anything to my website, because I've already linked to this portfolio group, so that's automatically going to be available when the client clicks on that portfolio link that I just created, because we're linking to the top level group. So if I hover back over my Zenfolio right here and go to Customize Website, I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So there's that portfolio link, and now if I click on that, now without doing anything else, there's that client gallery that's been added. So if you want something that auto updates like that anytime you add a new portfolio gallery to it, then what you'll need to do is you'll need to create a group and then link directly to that group. Now the other way that you can do this is through a drop-down menu. And for that, you will have to add new links anytime you add a new portfolio gallery. So let me get back to my home page really quick. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change portfolio over into being a drop down. So what I'm going to do is just hover over this and then hit this little plus symbol right here, and then what that did was change this to being a drop down menu, and now I would just need to link to my galleries. So let's say for the first one, let's say this is portraits. We're going to hit enter, and then I'm going to have to link to a group or gallery. Hit select right here, go expand that portfolio group, and then find a portraits gallery or your portraits portfolio, and then link to that. And then let's say later on you uploaded another gallery, and you want that to show up under this drop down menu right here. Well, what you would need to do is then go and hit this little plus symbol again. That's going to create a new blank menu item, and you can say, okay, landscapes, and then select it, go to portfolio, choose that gallery, and hit select and update. And then, of course, after that, Chris, you would have to make sure that you click publish to make those changes live. But the thing is, it depends on which type you want. So if you want the little drop down here, then each time you add a new gallery, you will have to update that link. If you just want a link for them to click on right there and go and view it, and you don't have to update it, then you'll want to link to the group as I just did before I showed you the drop down option. So anyway, Chris, I hope that helps with that part of it. If I missed it, or if you have any questions, definitely please feel free to let me know in the chat there. All right, let me get back to my dashboard here really quick. So just hopping back to my dashboard, and John says, hey John, glad to have you back here. John says, is there a way to add the share via Facebook, Pinterest, Google icons to a custom page? So I think probably not built in through Zenfolio, John. When it comes to custom pages, probably what you're going to want to do is go and use a third-party code. So I know you can Google, you can go to Google and you can Google like create an embeddable Facebook button or create a Pinterest button. And there are third-party services that will create an embed code for you, John, and then you can just embed that in your custom page. So if I go to website here really quick and go to custom pages, basically what you want to do is on whatever custom page that you are working with, man, I've got too many here. Whatever custom page that you're working with, John, just click that source button right here and then paste that embed code in here. But currently, yeah, there's no way to add that built-in share like you see in the galleries, because those are specific to galleries and photos, whereas the custom page, it's not really, doesn't really have any content that it can be aware of to be specific. So you would probably just need to embed that from a third-party service. All right, let me get back out of this really quick. Hopefully that answered your question, John. Probably not the answer you're looking for, but there's definitely a way to do it. And a lot of times that's what custom pages are really good for, is anytime you want some freedom to do a little bit more outside of what's built into Zenfolio. That's what's really great about custom pages, is using that source code option and embedding third-party codes. Now, again, a big disclaimer, those of you guys who watch, you guys already know, anytime you click the source button anywhere and you start putting third-party code in, while Zenfolio does give you the option and the place to do it, unfortunately, Zenfolio customer support, we cannot offer any technical support as to why those codes might not be working the way that the company says that they will, or that you think that they should. So any issues that you have with custom coding, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to offer much help. Now, we will definitely try, and we'll definitely be happy to take a look at it and see if there's anything we can do. But just keep in mind that when you're using third-party services and third-party code, that we are not able to offer much technical support on the actual code itself. All right, let me get back to my dashboard here really quick. And Ted James is in the house. He said, where are all the APIs so I can customize my own site? I want to drop code and customize my account. So there is some information on the API. I think we have a help guide article on that. And there are definitely lots of different things you can do. If I can get Cheryl to throw the link out to the API help guide for Ted, then he can check that out. I don't have that right offhand, Ted, but that's a great question. Definitely something you could look into for sure if you want to start doing some of your own coding and things like that. Chris says, oh wait, Ted says Shark is back and I come back. That's awesome. Chris says, got it. Thanks so much. Awesome, Chris. Glad that helped. Yeah, the site menu, it doesn't auto-update, and to be honest, I think that that's a really good thing, because the last thing that any of us want as photographers is a bunch of galleries on our website that we didn't want to be there in the first place. Graham Service is in the house. Graham says hi. Hey, Graham, glad to have you back. Good to have you here hanging out with us. All right, guys, we've got about 20 more minutes left. So if you've got any more questions, definitely please get those into the chat. I'm going to be throwing out that video tutorial link here in just a few minutes. Also, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure to click that orange Zenfolio logo in the bottom right corner of, man, my hands look really big when I did that. In the bottom right corner of the screen there to make sure you're subscribed. We put out new videos every Friday, and the one that's coming out this Friday is all about changing orders during order approval. So if you upload low resolution files or you upload unedited versions of the of your photos and you want to maybe change edited versions out when a client places an order, this video is going to walk you through that process. And so definitely make sure that you're subscribed so you get those notifications. And I do want to point out something really quick about the API, you guys. The API is not really going to let you customize your website. It's more to do with image manipulation. So it's going to be things like being able to upload. The Lightroom plugin uses the API, so you can upload through that. It's going to be things like that. It's not really going to help you out as far as like customizing your website and things like that. It's not going to give you access to be able to change things using CSS or things like that. So just wanted to throw that clarification out there. But if you're looking to develop something that like help you upload or things like that, then API is definitely the route to take for that. All right, let me grab an email question really quick. So let's see. So the next question I got says, can I auto approve just free items? That's funny. I was just talking about order approval. So when you set up an order approval setting on a price list, there's not really a way to make it auto approve free items. If you give a client a discount code and it discounts their order to be free, if that price list has order approval turned on, then that order is still going to have to go through the approval process. So just really quick, if you guys aren't clear on what order approval is, if you go to selling and you go to price list, this setting is actually turned on by default anytime you create a new price list. You can turn it off, but it's definitely something that I personally recommend leaving on because it gives you quite a bit of a safety buffer. And then, the other thing is making sure that you let your clients know that orders have to be approved. So let me just go back really quick and show you where I was at. I clicked on a price list. And right here in this price list screen, over on the right, when it loads again, right here is price list settings. That's where you can go to find the order approval settings. Like I said, it is on by default, and you can turn it off right here if you want. Now you can automatically approve digital downloads if you want to do that. But basically what order approval does is when your clients place an order, if you have this turned on, it goes to you and your account first. You'll get an email and you'll also get a notification up here. And this gives you a chance to review the order, make sure the clients didn't try to do anything crazy when they ordered, like crop in really tight or something like that. It also gives you a little bit of time if the client, picks up the phone and calls you right after they place the order and they say, hey, I put in the wrong shipping address or I ordered the wrong photo. If you have order approval on, it's going to give you some time to catch that order. And depending on the account that you have, you might be able to change it yourself, or if nothing else, you can at least contact us and we can see what we can do to help out fixing those mistakes. If you have order approval turned off, then as soon as a client places an order, it goes directly to the lab and starts into production. So that window is really short. There is a very small window when it can be caught if there were mistakes, but most of the time, by the time your client or you realize that there's been a mistake made and you email into Zenfolio customer support, most of the time that order has actually already gone into production and there's not a lot we can do for it there. But just to clarify on the question, there's not a way to auto approve free products on your price list. You can only turn the order approval option on or off per price list. All right, let me get back to my dashboard here really quick and grab a question from the chat here. So Bethany says, hi, I have an unrelated question. When my clients order from one of the provided labs, will it order from the original file or the maximum size in the photo access? So what it's going to do, Bethany, is our system actually takes that order. We take the original photo that you uploaded and it's converted to be the best size for that order. And those are converted into order images that are sent to the lab to use to fulfill that order. It's not the maximum size set in photo access. All that does, Bethany, is that is what controls the size of images that are shown on your website. So what she's talking about here is if you click on a gallery and you go to gallery access right here, there's a tab called photo protection right here. And these are the sizes of images that are actually shown on your website. So anytime you upload a photo, and I think this will tie into Chris's question as well. So I'll just go ahead and answer your question as well, Chris. He says, what is the best size for photos to upload into galleries? I'm loading roughly 2 megabyte files, but is it really necessary? And smaller files will load faster. So to answer your question and Bethany's combined, Chris, what I recommend doing is, if your internet can handle it, I would always recommend uploading the largest file or the full resolution file. The reason for that is because you'll have it on there, you'll have it online, and anytime people place orders, it's going to pull from that original photo. Now, we don't ever display the original photos on your actual website. Our system generates preview images to be used on your website, and that's what these are right here. So these are the different preview images that our system actually generates for you. You don't have to worry about saving the photo to be used on the website. We're already going to take care of all of that for you right here, Chris. And a lot of times, guys, that might be why immediately after you upload a gallery, usually the process is really, really fast. But sometimes if you immediately upload a gallery and you go look in the gallery and some of the images have little spinny wheels on there, then what that means is that it's processing the images and creating those display photos. But back to your question, Chris, I would recommend uploading full resolution files. Again, because we never ever show those on the website, we create the web display images for you. If you want to upload smaller resolution files to make your upload process faster, you definitely can. And the video tutorial that I'm going to throw out today about changing photos out in order approval will help you if that's a process that you want to do. In fact, while I'm thinking about it, let's just go ahead and throw that video tutorial out really quick. So let me just grab this link. And this video is going to be published to our YouTube channel tomorrow, but you guys get it a day early, and this video tutorial is all about changing photos out in the order approval process. It will explain some reasons why you might want to do that, and it'll also show you some tips on the best way to kind of do that and how that functionality works. So there's that video tutorial, and hopefully that helps you guys out. And Chris or Bethany, if you guys have any more questions on that specifically, definitely please feel free to let me know. Otherwise, guys, we've probably got about 5-6 more minutes left. I'm going to try to answer one more email question. If you guys have any last minute questions, definitely please feel free to get those in the chat. Okay, let's see. So this question I've got says, is there a way to apply 2 different price lists to the same gallery based on the type of customer? For example, sporting event participant and the event sponsors. So no, there's not a way to apply 2 different types of price lists to a gallery based on the client that's viewing it. If you shot a sporting event, let's say that this engagement gallery is a sporting events gallery, and let's say that you're charging the event participants one price, but for the event sponsors, you're going to give them a little bit of a better deal. Maybe you're going to give them 20% off, or 50% off, whatever deal you want to give them. What I would do is I would create a coupon and send that out to the event sponsors that they could use inside of that gallery. So you can just go up to selling right here and go to coupon and campaigns. And let's say you want to give the event sponsors 50% off their orders. What you can do is go to add new coupon. And you can say, I'm just going to call this event sponsors. Going to do an individual coupon. And then right here, I am going to, in the coupon code, I'm just going to say I sponsor 17. That's going to be the coupon code. And then we're just going to go down here and say, okay, let's discount products. Let's give them a 50% discount. And then what you're going to do is go down here and you can discount everything, or if you want to just discount prints and products or digital downloads, you can do that. It depends on what you want. But you can also make this coupon code so that it only works in a specific gallery. So if I want to say, okay, this coupon's only going to work in that specific event gallery, I can select that there. And then you can give it an expiration, set it up for a limit. If you want it to expire after they use it once, You can put 1 there. That's going to be one time that the coupon is used. It's going to expire. It's not going to be one time per unique user. So if you want to have multiple users, you need to either look at doing a coupon campaign or creating a couple of different coupons to give out. But for this one, what I'm going to do is no limit. But I am going to put an expiration date and say that they've got, a week to get their orders in at that 50% discount. Well, let me see. Let me change that back. Let's start it today, and we'll put the expiration at the 15th here. And then you just save it, send that out to the event sponsors. That's going to give them 50% off, and then only in that specific gallery, and then the coupon will expire on that date that you put. So hopefully that answers your question about that. Otherwise, the only other thing to do would be to duplicate the gallery and then create a duplicate price list and lower all the pricing on that price list. And that's really a lot of work. It's going to be a lot easier to do that coupon route. Plus, too, you want them to see the discount that they're getting, right? Because that's going to reinstill the value of what they're actually getting. I mean, if they're getting 50% off, it's good for people to see what you normally charge. That way, it makes it feel like it has more value, which it does have more value. All right, I got time for one last question here in the chat. So I've got Joseph Sorrentino, if I can say that right. Hey, Joseph, glad to have you here hanging out with us. He says, I always change out my image, but I don't see the new file when I adjust the crop. I see the original. That's an interesting question, Joseph. That's going to be one of those cases where I'm probably going to have to look at the individual or the specific order and see what's going on there. And I would be more than happy to work with you on that. I just need to be able to see that specific thing. One of the things that I recommend doing, Joseph, and that you might try if you haven't, is rather than uploading your replacement photo into the client gallery that the order was placed from, try uploading it into a separate gallery. So I create a gallery called replacement photos, and I upload my replacement photos separately in a different gallery. And it kind of seems to sort a lot of the issues out, such as what you're mentioning there. If you continue to have that issue, definitely please feel free to reach out to me. I would be happy to look into the order and see what's going on. You can shoot me an email. Just go to zenfolio.com/contact and put "Attention Robert" in the subject line. Ted James says, I have been away for 1 month. Has Zenfolio created anything new while I am away? So let's see, Ted. One of the things that rolled over was the new shopping experience did roll over on June 22nd. So if you missed that, you definitely want to make sure that you check that out for sure. There is a ton of video tutorials on our channel all about the new shopping experience, how to customize Quick Shop, how to customize your shopping pages and things like that. Definitely go check those out. And then I know we've got some things coming up down the pipeline. I'm not exactly sure. I don't have a list of things in front of me, Ted. But definitely next week I can maybe talk about some of the features that we're working on and give you an idea of some things to look forward to in the coming months. All right, guys, unfortunately, we are out of time. I want to say thank you to everybody who came and hung out with us today. Thanks for all the questions in the chat. You guys are awesome. Ted, Graham, John, Chris, all you guys, Bethany, thanks again for hanging out. We do this every week, same time, same place. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you get notifications when we go live and we put those new tutorials out. Until next week, guys, I hope you all have a great and wonderful weekend, and I will see you here the same time and same channel. Have a good weekend, all.